lot of Americans have weight problems.
American people doesn't have special food to eat.
We think American people have huge breakfasts.
American people always eat only in fast food chains like McDonald's, Burger King, and so on.
Food has an important place in the American culture and in the American way to live. We often talk about American food, but in fact, American food is just a mix of a lot of different countries' traditional food. The immigration has played an important role in the American history, so when people from foreign countries came to the United States, they brought their own traditional food. For example, we often think that the hamburger is a traditional American meal, whereas in fact, it comes from Germany. Also, the country is so big that sometimes it happens that in one state there is specifically the influence of one country on the food, whereas on the state beside there is the influence of another country on the food. For example, France has an important influence on the food of the state of Mississippi. Also, the Amerindians brought traditional food to the American food. For example, the turkey used to be a typical Amerindian meal, and now it's really used in the American food, especially for Thanksgiving, as you know it. So yeah, in fact, the American food is a mix of a lot of foreign countries' traditional food. There is one problem in the United States. It's that American people see every day fast foods and food courts everywhere in every street, so it doesn't help them that much with their health.
We're not in a Quincy market, so it's like a place with a lot of restaurants in it, and it's very common in the United States. So there are like 100 restaurants here. It's huge, and there are a lot of different types of restaurants. That's amazing.
A new issue arrived in America at the beginning of the 20th century, obesity. One-third of the American adults suffers of obesity in 2019. That number has been multiplied per 3 in 30 years. This is a really alarming number. Around 400,000 people dies of obesity in America per year. In Massachusetts, 57% of the adults are too fat, and 26 suffers of obesity. So Massachusetts is one of the states with not a lot of obesity. They are 48 out of 50 on the rank of the states. The cause of that problem is because of the food, because the food is too cheap. Like, it's really cheap and you can buy it everywhere and at every time of the day and of the week. So that's why it's a pretty big issue in America. What are American people eating for their meals?
In America, people usually eat about 3 meals a day, and we all usually have about like one snack or dessert. And for breakfast, breakfast is really important here, so most people have cereal or eggs or toast. For lunch, we eat around 12, and a lot of people have salad or sandwiches. And for dinner, there's a lot of options. People eat pasta, some Italian, Chinese, a lot of food. That's good. And then dessert, we have a lot of ice cream and cake.
So now we're going to talk about food in American schools, so like for teenagers and children. So Sarah, are you allowed to eat during classes?
Yes, I'm allowed to eat during classes. It mostly depends on the teacher, but I'd say most teachers would let me eat, and especially if it's non-disruptive, then it's fine.
Okay, but you guys also practice a lot of sport, so it's like ameliorate the obesity in United States. How much sport do you practice in school?
Well, I play soccer every day after school in the fall, and most people play each season they play a sport, because for our school, every season there's different kinds of sports you can choose from. In the winter, I'm going to do basketball, and in the spring, I do lacrosse, so I stay very fit.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome.
So American government is looking for a solution to that problem. So a lot of celebrities are alarmed, and they try to find solutions. For example, Michelle Obama is encouraging a lot of people to practice more sport and to eat healthier. The government raised soda taxes to make people drink more water and less of sugar drinks. You can have help from the banks to the people that want to start a healthy company or everything linked to healthy food and sport. The school tries to put more vegetables in the cafeterias. To conclude, French people has a lot of cliches that aren't true about America. America is kind of like us for the tradition about food and dinners. The difference is that the health problem about the food and the weight of people are true. They really struggle with that, but they are trying to find solutions and to help people to lose some weight and be then healthier.